I think I started playing this game about 10 years ago. I was living with my parents, and they had a washer and a dryer, and I noticed I could, with the clothing I had, I could make it to the end of the month, and I'm like, oh, well, I have enough clothing for a month. As I didn't notice the passage of time, I seemed to notice the passage of laundry. And when I moved to this apartment, I noticed that I had all kinds of different clothing now. I had a whole bunch of multicolored T-shirts and a whole bunch of black T-shirts and a whole bunch of white T-shirts, and these are like the fashion kind. And I just started to play this game. I get everything cleaned up, and I go through each stack one stack at a time, and I noticed it worked. If I paid attention, I could tell how far through the stacks I was. I think I started doing that by accident, but it evolved into this calendar, and now as I go through it, I can look at what I'm wearing and say, okay, I'm a month into this cycle. I'm 2 months. Okay, I've only got a month left, or close to it, and it just morphed into this giant thing. Getting motivated to go and do it because the laundromat's a quarter mile away, and I don't have a car. It feels like the longest quarter mile you'll ever walk, but once I get going, it kind of becomes a little fun. If I really bang it out, I can get a whole bunch done in one day, but it usually takes at least 2 days. Back in the service, laundry was a fixation because you had to maintain your uniform. I was not the happiest Marine, and I got called on it because I looked like a rag bag. I wasn't apparently taking enough pride in even my civilian attire. It was just thrown in a drawer, not folded, and they said, take the time to fold it up. You look a little better. You may even feel a little better. And it does kind of work. They had to make sure the count was accurate. We had 2 big sacks, and you'd throw your greens in one and your whites in the other. And they had to count everything to make sure every recruit got laundry in and nobody was missing and nobody stole anything and things like that. So it became more fixated then. My mother taught me to do my own laundry when I was tall enough to reach the controls. She said, I'm not doing your laundry anymore, and you can make your own bed. A big chunk of my life has to do with living one day at a time, and I tend to go a little overboard and be so focused in today that I lose track of what today is. Living in the moment to such an extent that I probably put on blinders, and I don't realize how much time has passed. The date becomes irrelevant, and then I have to, go look at a calendar or something. Oh, it is the first. Oh, it is. Okay, yeah. When I was in the service in the Trick, when you're halfway through a 5-hour patrol in the North Carolina woods or the Okinawa jungle, there are a lot of things you really shouldn't be thinking about. And I just learned to kind of shove all that down somewhere in back and focus on the task at hand. And I can still do that with some tasks. I still go through a thinking process, but it doesn't really interfere, and my mind just kind of freewheels. I'm telling myself stories. I'm giving speeches that I'll probably never give. I'll chat with the staff at the laundromat and just they play good music, so I can talk about that, and I'll ask them how their day went while I'm waiting for the laundry to wash or dry. When I start folding, and I'm more by myself, um, um, I think a common topic is relationships and the lack thereof. Uh, Looking at a giant shelf of clean folded laundry, it's kind of impressive, and if it there's a lot of satisfaction. It's like I got that all done. I don't have to go back to the laundromat for 3 months now, and just paying attention to the the laundry calendar, the cycle, as I go through it, it it's amusing. I think that's part of the game aspect. I just, oh, okay, look at where I am. Okay, I'm wearing these fashion T-shirts now. Okay, I got through the plain ones. I'm wearing my Marine Corps ones. Next are the funny ones, and then the ones with the comic book characters on them, and things like that.